name is Amy Pumphrey. I'm a career consultant at the Career Testing Center. How many of you know where we are? Pretty good. Who said that they knew where we are?
I'm so sorry. Oh, cool. I'm so sorry.
Some people over here are lost. Great. And how many of you know what we do in the Career Testing Center? How many of you have get a resume critique because you're applying for an on-campus job or going to a career fair like Meet the Firms? Who else up there over there?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's good too.
How handy.
For those of you that answer my question, I just gave you a koozie that has our job database on there, hirecarnal.org. You'll go to find part-time jobs, full-time jobs, internships, and professional positions. So, knowing what we do, you kind of get a feel for kind of what we can offer you as far as resume critiques when you're looking to apply for internships, cover letter critiques, mock interviews when you get a call for an interview for an internship or a full-time position. We can do those as well. Okay? So to start, how many of you guys picked up these little flyers outside that has our social media stuff on there? Please follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, join our group on LinkedIn. We also have a Pinterest as well. So to start off, this is the brand me. So hopefully this workshop will teach you how to create your own personal brand, okay? So to start off, what is a brand? Anybody? Come on, guys. Most of you have probably taken a marketing class, right? What is a brand? Anybody can answer. I have incentives here as well. So, anybody?
Like McDonald's.
Like McDonald's, right. And what makes McDonald's different?
Corporation.
It's a corporation. You might like their French fries over Burger King's. Right. A brand is what makes something distinctive. What makes them different from their competitors. So knowing that, a personal brand is kind of the same thing, right? That's what makes you distinctive, what separates you out from everybody else. So Tom Peters said that you have to understand the importance of personal branding. You need to be a CEO of your own company, meaning Inc. And nobody else is going to market for you the way that you would market for yourself. Tom Peters, just to give you a little bit of background on him, is a motivational speaker. He also has authored numerous books on management as well. So he firsthand would know about personal branding and how to market yourself and what needs to be done to do that. So how do we begin to do this? How do you become the head marketer for your brand? Most of you know that brands have brand managers, right? So Kraft, you like Kraft singles on your grilled cheese sandwich, right? You don't like Sargento, you don't like Parade, you like Kraft. And so the brand manager for Kraft has to manage all those different brands under that name and make sure that what they're marketing is congruent with what the company wants. Okay. So how do you do that? How do you become the head marketer for your own brand? There's 4 steps in this little process. The first step is finding out who you are. You know who you are, but kind of putting that down to paper or putting that online is a little bit different, right? So you first want to think about your skills. What are you good at? Think about your experiences. Where you volunteered, what organizations you're involved with. Also think about your passions and personality. What do you like to do? If you'd like to make videos and put them on YouTube, do that. Use that as part of a personal branding strategy to get your name out there. Because believe me, recruiters do look at that. They Google you. They'll look at your Facebook. They'll look at your LinkedIn profile if you have one. and I'll get to that a little bit later. But you're also more than what you're passionate about. You have personality too, and you also want that to come through when you're developing your personal branding strategy. Okay. Unique selling points. These are things that are key to you. You want to think outside of the box when you're trying to develop these. So to give you a little bit more insight into your unique selling points and how to craft them, there's a little video.
Defining your unique selling points, a Career One guide.
When a company is determining how to advertise a product to consumers, they focus on unique selling points, or USPs, the things which make the product different from any other. The same principle applies to you when you're applying for a new job. You need to think about your unique selling points. What is the one reason that an employer should hire you above all other candidates? Employers can receive hundreds of applications for each role, so it is important that you make your application stand out and get shortlisted for an interview. Put yourself in the shoes of your clients or colleagues. The image that you have of yourself may differ from the image that you project, and you may find that a skill that you can excel at, but consider to be routine, is highly regarded and desired by others. But employers don't just buy skills, they buy solutions. So how could you make the company money? How can you save the company money? And how can you resolve the problems that they have? By thinking more in depth about your skills and abilities, you may realize that you're especially proficient at solving complex problems. So your USP is something along the lines of seasoned project manager who excels at identifying and solving problems. Calculate how much money you have generated or saved your organization during your employment. Your USP becomes seasoned project manager who excels at identifying and solving problems, saving my employer more than $300,000 while completing in excess of $1 million worth of projects during the past 3 years. Now the employer can see they will get a return on their investment if they hire you. Think about the employer's challenges and how you can provide solutions. Don't list your USPs, sell them by demonstrating your experience or success. Anyone can have strong organizational skills, but not everyone can give examples or instances when they have successfully implemented these attributes.
This guide was brought.
So now that you understand a little bit more about unique selling points, the second step is to find out how other people view you. To start off with, you want to find out what your professors, what your coworkers, what your friends, what your family might say about you. You can even think about that, or you can conduct what's called a 360-degree interview. How many of you guys have heard about this? Nobody. Okay. What a 360-degree interview does is that it's an anonymous email that goes out. It's going to go up from, it could go up from your email. It could just be a link, and you won't know who said what. But there's plenty of free ones out there. But what it does is that it pulls that person on different things. So, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Is there something that you need to work on? What do you most admire about that person? It could be questions such as those. And those people will come back and say, well, they're really good at this, and they kind of want to work on that. I maybe want to take that approach. But what you find out in those 360-degree interviews is that maybe your weaknesses really aren't your weaknesses. Maybe they're your strengths. And you'll be really surprised at the answers that you get back from those people as well. But think about what those people would say about you. Google yourself. How many of you guys have Googled yourself? Yeah. It's interesting what you find out. Has anybody found anything surprising? No? It's just you and what you put up there? Well, that's good. Sometimes people find really surprising things on there. And again, believe me, employers Google you. They want to find out where you are, where your reach is, so to speak. So Google yourself if you haven't. And continue to Google yourself so that you know kind of what's out there, especially when you're trying to apply for an internship or a full-time job or a job period. Just Google yourself. Okay. The third step, create your network. And I know that's easier said than done, but baby steps. You want to think about your influencers. Okay? An influencer could be your professor, it could be a coworker, it could be a classmate that you work well with. Create a board of directors, so to speak. Talk to your professors. Let them know, hey, I'm really looking to work on this goal. Can you help me do that? Or if it's a coworker that you work with and you admire something about them, some characteristic, say, hey, would you mind if I found out a little bit more about how you do this? I kind of want to find out more about your thought process and why you do the things you do. It'll really open your mind up. You can also think about a role model. If there's somebody in business, or maybe it's one of your parents that went to business on their own and did really well for themselves. Talk to them. Find out more about why they did the things they did. And get any pearls of wisdom that you can glean off of them. Okay. Organizations. Join organizations. And do that in an appropriate field. I'm the liaison for the College of Engineering, and so I have seen a lot of students. We have an engineering career fair coming up tomorrow, and I've seen a lot of students, and I say, well, are you involved on campus? They're trying to get their resumes critiqued for it. Are you involved on campus? No, I really don't have time for that. Make time to be involved. Being in an organization and building your network is very important for you. You never know when those people that you meet in college may be able to help you. Maybe they can help you now. Maybe they know somebody who can get you into whatever company you want to work for. So you want to work for Dell. Maybe they know somebody that works for Dell. Build your network and do it in an appropriate field. For those, let's say it's a chemical engineering student, they're not going to want to be in the American Marketing Association. They're going to want to be in the American Institute of Chemical Engineers in our student chapter here. So do that in the appropriate fields. Okay? Network. Get out there. Go. You can do that in organizations. You can do that by becoming involved. You can just do that on your own. You can volunteer at the food bank right down the road. You can volunteer at a soup kitchen. You can volunteer at your church. Get involved. Networking works in any organization you're in. You can network in your organization. You can network volunteering. You can network just being out in the world. Okay. And the last step, the fourth step, is to maintain that. How do you maintain? You always want to revisit who you are. Do that every year. Revisit, okay, what are my skills? Have my skills changed? What are my unique selling points? I know I've done some more stuff in this year, okay? Google yourself. Always Google yourself. Do a 360-degree interview again, just to maintain who you are and getting your personal brand out there. And also building your network. Keep in touch with those people. If you're in a student organization and let's say you graduate in May, keep in touch. Keep in touch with that chapter, because you may never know how you can help the people in that student chapter here, or how they can assist you as well. Okay. Next up, resumes. Kind of touched on resumes with unique selling points, but here's a different kind of resume. It's for someone in the creative field. This person is getting their degree in advertising and PR. So of course they want to set themselves apart again, be a little bit distinctive. Most of you guys in here are business makers. You maybe don't want your resume to look quite like this, but you want to put out on your resume in no uncertain terms what you've done, what your accomplishments are, what your skills are, where you've worked, what you've done. This person included things in their achievement section, and then tied it to art director or graphic designer. He also included his interest. In the creative field, you can do that. In the business field, that'd be a little, I wouldn't suggest that you do that. I would suggest that you include that during your interview. If they say, well, what do you do in your spare time? Seminars. You can also include seminars on your resume. If it's, again, in the student organization, and you went to a conference and you want to highlight, well, I attended a seminar on team building, or I attended a seminar on facilitating, what have you. Okay. Next, a mini resume. How many of you have heard of a mini resume? Anyone? So what is a mini resume? I know you're looking at it, but what is a mini resume?
It's just like something that you can carry with you, and like if you're on the bus or in the grocery store and run into somebody in the line, start talking to them. Oh, they're the CEO of another company that you're interested in. You can give them your little mini resume on. It's like your personal business card.
Yeah, she's exactly right. It just lists out in a condensed form what's on your resume. It's great for networking. Let's say I'm really involved in the chamber, so I go to Business Connection a long time, but if I were a student and I was looking to stay in the area and I really wanted to get my name out there, this would be a great way. So if you're at an event like that where you're just networking and you don't want to have your paper resume with you, this is a great way to just kind of give an overview of my contact information, my skill set. I also speak Spanish, French, and German. I don't, but this person does. They have their LinkedIn profile on here. How many of you guys have a LinkedIn? A few of you, which is good. That's more than the last time. But having a LinkedIn profile and having that on your business card is a great idea, because that person can kind of see more about you and your accomplishments. And I'll touch on LinkedIn a little bit more in a few seconds. But on the back side, this person just kind of did a brief overview of some more of their skill sets and volunteerisms. They listed out their education and briefly their experience as well. Okay, so I'm on social media now. Social media is an incredibly powerful tool. Okay, it's got a good side, it's got a bad side, and I just talked about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great tool, especially if you're looking to go into the business field. Employers are on there, they're looking, they're searching, you can connect with people, you can get recommendations, you can get endorsements on your skills. It's a great tool. So to give you a little bit more insight, for those of you that aren't really familiar with LinkedIn, haven't built a profile yet, this little video will give you some more information.
If you're watching this, chances are good you want to get a job. You want to go from student to rising star, and you want to avoid eating the same meal over and over and over again. Good news, you're in the right place. That's right, LinkedIn. It's not just for top executives. It's not just for old people with heavy briefcases. It's for you, and it's the perfect place for you to start your professional story. Say you want to get a job in New York City. You've never been there before, but that's okay because you have LinkedIn on your side. You start by creating your profile. You give it love because you know it's what recruiters are looking for day and night. It's your resume that never sleeps. It's your flashing neon sign that says, hire me, for the love of all that is good in this world, hire me. Then you start making connections. Alumni working in New York? Yes. Recruiters at top companies in New York? Yes. Your mom's best friend? Yes. You start imagining whose shoes you want to walk in. You think, wow, this is a lot of deep stuff to consider. You shake yourself out of it and start searching for jobs. Whoa, that's a lot of jobs for students. Time to get down to business. You start to tailor your profile. You start applying. You feel empowered, in control, like you should be CEO. That gives you an idea. You look up all the CEOs of all the companies you want to work at. You see one of them went to your university, and it hits you. You see a clear path from campus to career. You feel like you can see the future. You wonder if you're psychic. Should you start a hotline? No, back to plan A. You keep tailoring and connecting and applying, and before you know it, you start getting responses. First a few, then more, then an interview, and then you're hired. And that's when the real learning begins.
Okay, so you kind of have a better understanding about what LinkedIn is, just kind of an overview of what LinkedIn does. I've also printed out some flyers from LinkedIn. The first one is building your personal brand. There's also LinkedIn etiquette and how to build a great student profile. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to build a online presence on LinkedIn and maybe some things to think about when building your profile. So on LinkedIn, for those of you that don't know, there's sections, and it's kind of like a online resume, so to speak. But you can add sections to kind of increase and enhance the reach of your profile. So you can include courses on there if they're relevant to the position that you're searching for. Any certifications, again, if they're relevant to the position that you're searching for. Organizations, include them, even if they're not relevant. It shows that you're getting out there, that you're putting your best foot forward and becoming involved. Volunteer experience and causes. If you donate every year to breast cancer research, that could be something you can include. If you just like to volunteer at your local soup kitchen or at the food bank, include that on there as well. You also want to include the length of time you can do those causes and volunteerisms. You can also create a portfolio display on there. Now, I say that, but if you're an accounting major, you're obviously not going to want to include a portfolio display. If you're a marketing major, you may want to, especially if you're looking to go out into advertising, or you want to show your marketing plan. You can put that on there. Okay. The next one is just a few tips. You want a professional photo of you alone. For those of you that were here last year, for College of Business Career Week, we did a professional photo booth, a LinkedIn photo booth, and we just took headshots of people, and we posted them on Facebook. And I really wish students had taken a little bit more interest in that, but we had quite a few that were very excited to get that, so they could put that on their profile. You also want to do a headline. If you are an HR major, put that as your headline. You could also put your career ambitions. If you're looking to become a entry-level marketer, put that on your headline. Third one, keyword-rich summary. Keyword-rich summary. You just don't want to put random things on there. You want to be very specific as to what you're looking for. You can also put the, again, positions that you're looking at going after, seeking. Again, include your volunteer activities, what your causes are, anywhere that you've worked, extracurriculars, include that. And also, go back to your influencers. Number 5, recommendations from professors, advisors, internships. You can even do your classmates as well. Just to kind of give a better recommendation or reference, so to speak, about you. Okay. So that's kind of the good side of social media, right? You want to find out how powerful social media is and how far its reach goes. And so this video kind of gives you a little bit more insight into that. And the person that created this video actually did an excellent mobile lecture last semester as well. So you may have seen this already. But social media has on our daily lives. I don't know if you noticed on that video, but it said that we don't really trust ads, but in a few years they're going to find us on Facebook. They already are. I already get recommendations on my Facebook from friends that have liked Michael Kors, and they wanted me to like it too. So really impactful, very wide reach. So as much of that as you can control that yourself, the better for you. So speaking of controlling that, pictures and stats on Facebook, on Twitter, on MySpace, on Pinterest, on YouTube. You don't remove anything inflammatory. So some people use Facebook as their outlet for frustration, and they use a lot of curse words, and you really want to keep that off, especially when you're searching for a position. If you're looking for a job, you need to keep as much of that off as you possibly can, because again, those employers are looking at your Facebook. They're doing research on who you are before they even call you in for an interview. They're trying to find out who you are and if you're going to mesh well with their current employees and your supervisor. Okay. Untag yourself in those photos. I know just from being in college, there's a lot of crazy parties and people just take pictures and tag me and stuff and post it on Facebook. Change your settings. If people post a picture to you and tag you in it, make it so that you have to approve it before it can go on your wall. Be professional when it's appropriate. Again, curse words, anything inflammatory. Think about that. Think of it this way. If I want my mother to see it, I'm not going to post it on Facebook. I'm not going to post it on Twitter. Think about it in those terms. And your settings, only friends. Don't do friends of friends or public. Keep it as close to home as possible. Okay? I'm going to get you guys out of here a little bit early. I hope you don't mind. But remember that your brain is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So basically what that saying is, you want your brand, your personal brand, to stand on itself. Again, because you are the best proponent of marketing who you are, right? Nobody else is going to do it like you would do it. So just remember that when you're creating your personal branding strategy. We have a career services magazine. It's called The Links. You can find it on ISHU. Hopefully we'll be going out through campus announcements soon. So that you can look at that and find just some tips on what's currently going on in career services and what we think that you might want to know. Okay? And this is the last thing, I promise. Here's how to get in contact with us. We're right across the hall. You can call us, you can find us online, you can follow us on Facebook and find out about upcoming events. We do have a fall job fair coming up on October 10th in the Setzer Center from 10 to noon. So if you're looking for an internship or a part-time job, or just kind of want to practice being in that setting, come on out. Justin Pratt's and bring copies of your resume. Does anybody have any questions about personal branding? Or, yes,
They use an acronym ROI.
return on investment. Anybody else? No? Okay. As you guys, I saw that you were taking notes, and some other people were taking notes. If you have any questions, if you think of anything or want some assistance on building a personal brand or want to find out more, come see me. Again, I'm right across the hall, and I don't mind helping you guys out. Okay, that's what I'm there for. Nobody has any questions, we're done. I'm going to make sure that we're set up so that you guys start that. Okay? Thank you guys so much.